Hello champions, this one video is dedicated to only one single adjustment, and that is pre-construction interest from your IFHP head. By the end of this video, I can bet you will yourself come back and tell me that your conceptual clarity is to a different level altogether. Every twist and turn that is possible in pre-construction interest will get covered through this one example of mine. You will feel at the end of the video like you can handle anything that ICAI throws at you with respect to pre-construction interest. Okay guys, be prepared. You might face a lot of light bulb moments in the course of this discussion. Let's begin. Let's read the facts first. My assessee borrowed a loan. He borrowed the loan on 1st April 2019. He borrowed how much loan? He borrowed 2 lakh rupees loan at 8% interest. Why did he borrow the loan? He borrowed the loan for construction. When did he complete the construction? He completed the construction on the 1st of June 2022. How much loan guys? 2 lakh rupees loan. Out of this 2 lakh rupees loan, 50,000 he repaid. He repaid on the 1st of October 2020. Are you noticing? He did not repay the entire amount. He repaid a part of the amount. Even before the construction could get completed, he repaid a part of the amount. It's a self-occupied property. What is the interest deduction? If assessee follows default regime, see if assessee is following the default regime, that is if assessee is following section 115 BAC, here there is nothing more to discuss guys. Under 115 BAC, let out property as usual computation, but self-occupied property NAV is 0. Section 24 deductions will also be 0 and your net number will be 0. So if it is a self-occupied property and if the assessee is following the default regime, then there will be no interest deduction under section 24 guys. No pre-construction interest, no current year interest, nothing. So if the assessee is following default regime, nothing more for me to discuss, interest will be 0. Okay. The whole drama is what if the assessee follows normal regime? Listen carefully guys, you will enjoy this discussion. See if assessee is following the normal regime, then self-occupied property interest I will allow. But maximum how much I will allow? I have two limits, 2 lakh limit and the 30,000 limit guys. When will the 2 lakhs limit apply? 2 lakhs limit will apply if the loan is borrowed on or after 1st April 1999. The loan is borrowed for the purpose of purchase or construction of the property and the purchase or construction is completed within 5 years. Within 5 years from when? Within 5 years from the end of the previous year of borrowing guys. That's how we compute. So if all these three conditions are fulfilled, then the 2 lakh limit will apply. Even if one condition is not fulfilled, then the 30,000 limit will apply. Be careful, 2 lakh limit will apply only if the loan is borrowed for purchase or construction. If the loan is borrowed for repair, reconstruction, renovation and all, then 30,000 limit will apply. Okay. Now in the examination, whenever you're doing interest computation under IFHP, immediately your mind should remind you about two things. Number one, pre-construction interest and number two, current year interest. A very common mistake in the examination is that even though we know pre-construction interest very well, we forget to even check it in the examination. So that is why I always tell students, make a rule for yourself that as soon as you see interest in your question paper, interest relating to IFHP, immediately two bulbs should glow in your mind. One bulb should remind you pre-construction interest, the other one should remind you about current year interest. Okay, so now come on guys, let's check first, let's handle this, let's see whether pre-construction interest will even apply or not. There are two checkpoints for pre-construction interest. Okay, checkpoint number one is that the date of borrowing should be before the date of construction completion. Now in this question, when did the assessee borrow the loan? On the 1st of April 2019. When did the assessee complete the construction? On the 1st of June 2022. So is the date of borrowing before the date of construction completion? Yes guys. So checkpoint 1 is fulfilled. Checkpoint 1 is the date of borrowing should be before the date of construction completion. Checkpoint 2 is that the loan should be borrowed for purchase or construction. Yes, it is borrowed for purchase or construction. It should not be borrowed for renovation, reconstruction, repair and all. It should be only for purchase or construction. Yes, the loan is borrowed for purchase or construction. Both my conditions are fulfilled, which means I will have pre-construction interest in this question. Now, how to compute pre-construction interest? I will have totally 6 steps, guys. Doesn't matter what kind of question, okay? Trust me, doesn't matter what kind of question. Every single question, these 6 steps will help you ace pre-construction interest. Step number 1, you will start with the date of construction completion. What is the date of construction completion in this question? 1st of June 2022. Then comes step 2. Step 2 is preceding 31st March, which means just before the date of construction completion, the preceding 31st March or date of repayment, whichever is earlier. So this is the date of construction completion. Preceding 31st March will be 31st March 2022 or date of repayment. Now this is where you will have a light bulb moment. Tell me guys, do we have a date of repayment over here? See, we do have a date of repayment. The assessee did repay some amount on 1st October 2020, but the whole problem is he did not repay the entire amount, guys. He repaid only 50,000 of the loan. He has not repaid the entire amount. He has repaid only 50,000. So therefore, I can say that the out of the 2 lakh rupees loan, the balance 1,50,000 is fully outstanding. Only this 50,000 loan only is repaid. The balance 1,50,000 is fully outstanding. So what I will do is I will now bifurcate the loan into 2 parts. Okay, the first part of my loan, 1,50,000, I will do this separately, and the balance 50,000 which is repaid in between, I will compute for this separately. Okay, this 1,50,000, there is no repayment, guys. So do I have a date of repayment? No. So whichever is earlier, clearly 31st March 2022 only will apply over here. But for this 50,000, same thing, guys. Preceding 31st March will be 31st March 2022. You understood preceding 31st March, right? It is nothing but date of construction completion. Before that, the last 31st March. So 31st March 2022. For this 50,000, yes, I have a date of repayment. The date of repayment is the 1st of October 2020. So out of these two, whichever is earlier will be 1st October 2020. Okay. So for 1,50,000, for this part of the loan, your step 2 date will be 31st March 2022. For 50,000 of the loan, the step 2 date will be 1st October 2020. Okay, now once you're done with this, the rest of the answer will flow easily. Now comes step 3. Step 3 is nothing but pre-construction period. Now pre-construction period will always start on the date of borrowing, and it will go on till your step 2 date, guys. There is a logic for all of this, but I'm not going too much into all of that. I'm ensuring that my entire discussion is more of exam oriented discussion. Okay, so when did my assessee borrow the loan? What is the date of borrowing? Date of borrowing is the 1st of April 2019. And what is your step 2 date? For this 1,50,000, the step 2 date is 31st March 2022, guys. So tell me, one second. So tell me, for this 1,50,000, this is your pre-construction period. How long is this? This is going to be exactly 3 years long. Okay. And for this 50,000 loan, for this, your pre-construction period will be, it will start on the date of borrowing, which is 1st April 2019. It will end on the step 2 date, which is 1st October 2020. This is going to be how long? The whole of 1920 plus 6 months in 2020. So this is going to be 18 months? 18 months long. So 1.5 years you can say. Okay, 1 year, 6 months, 18 months long. Now, so this is going to become your pre-construction period. For 1,50,000, pre-construction period is 3 years. For 50,000 rupees, your pre-construction period is 18 months. 18 months, you can also call it as 1.5 years, guys. Okay, then comes your step 4, which is going to be your pre-construction interest. That is, for this period, you have to find the pre-construction interest. Now, tell me, how will you compute? On this 1,50,000 loan, how will you compute the interest, guys? The interest rate is 8% in my question. So, 1,50,000 into 8% into how many years? What's the pre-construction period? 3 years. And for this 50,000 loan, 50,000 into 8% into, for 50,000, what is the pre-construction period? It is 1.5 years. So if I do the math, it will work out to 36,000 for the 1,50,000 of loan, and for 50,000 of loan, it's going to be 6,000 rupees. So your total pre-construction interest is going to be 42,000 rupees. Understood, everybody, till here? Yes, you got it. This was the main part of my discussion, that we did make a repayment, but we did not repay fully. So therefore, only a part of the loan we repaid. So I did a bifurcation over here. So for 1,50,000, there is no repayment. 50,000, there is a repayment. So your step 2 will be preceding 31st March or date of repayment, whichever is earlier. Then comes your step 3. Step 3 is your pre-construction period, which is nothing but date of borrowing from that date till the step 2 date. Alright, so accordingly, I calculated the pre-construction period separately for the 1,50,000 amount and separately for the 50,000 amount. So, and for this pre-construction period, I found the pre-construction interest over here. So total pre-construction interest is 42,000. Now this pre-construction interest we always divide by how many years? This 42,000 pre-construction interest I will divide by 5 years. So this is going to be 8,400 rupees. This is what you will allow, and this you will allow across 5 years. Which 5 years, guys? You will start from the year of construction completion plus 4 years. So total 5 years it will be allowed. This much amount will be allowed starting from the year of construction completion plus 4 years. So when did we complete the construction? we completed the construction on the 1st of June 2022, which is going to be previous year 22-23. This plus 4 more years, which means 23-24, 24-25, 25-26, 26-27. So in these 5 years, your pre-construction interest of 8,400 will be allowed. Is your current year in this list? Yes, our current year in the examination is 24-25. It is in this list. So therefore, in the current year, I will have pre-construction interest. Okay. So this is how we always do the pre-construction interest calculation. Basically, see guys, examination point of view, if they give me too many adjustments, okay, and if I have to sit and apply logic, I will end up taking too much time. So that is the whole reason why, especially when it comes to DT, I always tell students learn with sequence. Okay, first understand the logic and then convert that logic into sequence, so that in the examination you can simply fit the numbers in the sequence and quickly arrive at the answer. So when you have a sequence like this, then you don't spend too much time in the examination thinking. Your hand will just flow. Autopilot mode, your hand will just flow. No, you will not end up spending too much time thinking, because you know exactly where you're supposed to fit in the numbers. Okay. Anyways, see, I need you to understand why exactly I did the step 6, okay? Because let us say my current year was 28-29. Then would I get pre-construction interest? No, because 28-29 is not even there in this list. That is the whole reason why I do this list of 5 years always, to check whether my current year is even falling in this list or not. Because only if my current year is falling in this list, only then I will have pre-construction interest. So what is the pre-construction interest for my assessee for the current year? 8,400 rupees. Understood guys? So step 1 is your date of construction completion. Step 2 is preceding 31st March or date of repayment, whichever is earlier. Step 3 is pre-construction period, which will always start on the date of borrowing and it will end on the step 2 date. Then for this pre-construction period, you will find the pre-construction interest. That pre-construction interest you will divide by 5, and this much amount you will get as a deduction across 5 years. Which 5 years? Starting from the year of construction completion plus 4 more years. Okay. So with this, we are done with the pre-construction interest calculation. So coming back to my question, they were asking how much is the interest deduction if assessee follows normal regime. Pre-construction interest is 8,400. Then how much will your current year interest be? See, current year how much loan is outstanding? Only 1,50,000 loan is outstanding, right guys? On this, what is the interest rate? The interest rate is 8%. So my current year interest is going to be 12,000 rupees. Okay, I calculated the interest for the entire year because 1,50,000, that loan was not repaid. So if my assessee is following normal regime, 8,400 will be the pre-construction interest. The current year interest will be 12,000 rupees. So the total interest deduction which you will allow under section 24 in this case will be 20,400 rupees. It is well within the limit of 2 lakhs guys. 2 lakhs limit will apply because loan was borrowed on or after 1st April 1999. The loan was borrowed for the purpose of purchase or construction, and the purchase construction was completed within 5 years from the end of the year of borrowing. All conditions are fulfilled, therefore 2 lakh limit you will apply. 20,400, it is within the limit of 2 lakhs, therefore full 20,400 you will allow as a deduction. Okay, so this is how your computation would be if assessee is following the normal regime. Understanding guys? So current year interest was pretty okay over here because there was no repayment, nothing. There was no complication over here. The most interesting part in this question was the pre-construction part only, especially because the part of the loan was repaid. Okay, so this was your second subdivision. Now comes the third subdivision. One more drama. Let's say assessee is following normal regime and the full amount was repaid on 1st October 2020. In my first part, whatever we calculated now, only 50,000 was repaid on 1st October 2020 guys. Now what if the full amount, the full 2 lakh is repaid on 1st October 2020? Then how will the answer change? Come on, let's redo the whole thing all over again. Listen to me. If the whole loan is repaid, we're going to redo the whole thing again. All right, 1 minute. Look at this now. So what is the date of borrowing? My date of borrowing remains the same, 1st April 2019. What is the date of construction completion? 1st June 2022. Now we will have pre-construction interest only if these two checkpoints are fulfilled. Checkpoint 1 says date of borrowing should be before date of construction completion. Yes, date of borrowing is before date of construction completion. Checkpoint 1 is fulfilled. Checkpoint 2, loan should be borrowed for purchase or construction. Yes. The loan is borrowed for construction over here. Both my conditions are fulfilled. Hence, welcome to pre-construction interest guys. There will be pre-construction interest over here as well. So now 6 steps will apply for pre-construction interest. Step number 1, date of construction completion. When did we complete the construction? 1st June 2022. Then your step 2 will be preceding 31st March. So just before 1st June 2022, what is your preceding 31st March? 31st March 2022. Or date of repayment. Do we have a date of repayment over here? Yes, the date of repayment is 1st October 2020. In case you are not able to see it, See, the full amount was repaid on 1st October 2020. Okay, so date of repayment is 1st October 2020. In this subdivision, I will not do any bifurcation because here the full amount of loan is repaid on 1st October 2020. Okay, so out of these two dates, we will pick whichever is the earlier date, which is 1st October 2020. This will become your step 2 date now. Then comes step 3, pre-construction period, which I have just taught you. Pre-construction period is nothing but it will start on the date of borrowing and it will go on till the step 2 date. So what is the date of borrowing in this question? 1st April 2019. What is your step 2 date? 1st October 2020. This is going to be exactly how long? It's going to be 1 year and then 6 months, guys. So it's going to be 18 months, which I can write as 1.5 years. Oh wait, let's not write 1.5 years. Let's see whether we are able to calculate with months now. Last calculation we did with years, we converted into years. This time let me show you with months, because see, what if it is 19 months? Then how will you convert it into year? You might make a silly mistake over there. So that is why let me show you with months itself in this calculation. Then comes step 4, your pre-construction interest. Pre-construction interest is what you calculate for this pre-construction period, guys. So the loan amount is 2 lakhs. Yes, on this 2 lakhs the interest is 8%, and for how long am I calculating? For 18 months. So into 18 by 12, right, guys? Got it, right? Basic math. So 2 lakh into 8% into 18 by 12. Here your interest is going to be 24,000. This will be your pre-construction interest. This 24,000 is what you will divide by 5. So 24,000 divided by 5 would be 4,800. This is the amount of pre-construction interest that you will enjoy for how many years? For 5 years. 5 years starting from when? From the year of construction completion. All that will remain the same. So what is the year of construction completion? That year plus 4 more years. So the year of construction completion is 22-23, guys. So previous year 22-23, 23-24, 24-25, 25-26 and 26-27. And my current year is 24-25. It is within this list of 5 years. So current year I will have pre-construction interest. How much? I will have a pre-construction interest of 4,800. Okay. Then we don't stop with pre-construction interest. We'll also think about current year interest. But tell me, in the subdivision, do I have any current year interest? Is the loan even outstanding in the current year? No. Long back 2020 itself is repaid. Nothing is outstanding in the current year. So no current year interest. Total interest is going to be 4,800. 4,800, well within the limit of 2 lakhs. Fully it will be allowed. Understanding? Crystal clear with the discussion? Yes, guys, amazing discussion. I'm hoping you've understood this nicely. But however, I'm not really content with the discussion. 2 more iterations I've brought for you over here. Let's see if you can handle this as well. What if the loan was borrowed on the 1st of April 2019 and the date of construction completion was 31st August 2024? Then in that case, how will you compute pre-construction interest? Come on, everybody, start the steps again. What is the first step? The first step is date of construction completion. The construction completion is 31st August 2024. Then comes your second step. Your second step is going to be your preceding 31st March. Just before this, preceding 31st March is 31st March 2024, or date of repayment. Let's say there is no date of repayment, let us say. Out of these 2 dates, you will pick whichever is the earlier, guys, which is 31st of March 2024. Then comes step 3. Step 3 is going to be pre-construction period. Pre-construction period will start on the date of borrowing and it will end on the step 2 date. So the date of borrowing over here is 1st April 2019 and it will end on the step 2 date, which is 31st March 24, which is exactly 5 years. Then the remaining steps you will do for pre-construction interest, all that is fine. But my entire question for you is, your current year interest, how will you calculate in this case? If I draw the timeline for you, your current year is 24-25, guys. So your 24-25 will start on the 1st of April 24 and it will go on till the 31st of March 25. Now in between, on the 31st of August 2024, this is where the construction got completed. Okay, so now tell me, current year interest you will calculate for how many months? Only for these months after the construction is completion? No, that would be terrible. This is one of the most common mistakes, guys. Always remember, it's current year interest. It is not post-construction pre-construction interest. So current year is 24-25. 24-25 full year the loan is outstanding. So 24-25 full interest will be computed under current year interest. I'll tell you the logic. Okay, see, pre-construction interest I'm stopping when pre-construction period I'm stopping on 31st March 2024, right? So this period is 31st. This period, whatever interest you have paid will go to pre-construction interest. Okay, and you're saying that construction got completed only on 31st August 24. Only this period, if you take in current year interest, then in that case, tell me, where will this period go? Getting my point? So that is why till 31st March 24, in our example, till 31st March 24, it is pre-construction interest, and after this, the entire period after this entire period will be current year interest. So yes, there is a possibility in the current year interest for one part, there is a possibility that construction is still going on. It is okay. It is not post-construction interest. It is current year interest. So in the end, the entire current year, whatever loan is outstanding, for how much ever months the loan is outstanding, for that month you will calculate. So in our example, our current year interest will be for all the 12 months over here, even though for a part of the year construction is still going on. Got it, guys? So this iteration was just to show you this part, that current year interest you should not take only for these months, you should take it for the entire year. Okay, but what if the loan was repaid on 31st December 24? Then of course your current year interest will be from the 1st of April 24 to till 31st of December 24 for this period only. Okay, so your current year interest is supposed to be for the entire current year, but if the loan is repaid in between the year, then of course you will do the computation only for the period for which the loan was outstanding. Alright guys, this was the entire pre-construction interest discussion. Now I'm content, every bit of it I've passed on the knowledge to you. Now you ensure you don't go into the examination hall and make a silly mistake about this. Okay guys, so in the first part of our discussion, we had seen what if a part of the loan is repaid. So we did the bifurcation and all. Then in the second part of our question, we had seen what if the full loan is repaid. Then in the third part over here, we saw that what if the construction was completed in the current year. What if in the current year, part of the year construction is still going on, how to handle. And lastly, we saw what if the loan is repaid in between the year. Okay, so I'm hoping you've understood this nicely. Whatever we have learned in pre-construction interest in this session, listen carefully. Pre-construction interest, the concept is same, whether it is self-occupied property, whether it is let-out property, same computation only you will do. Okay, only thing is, see, self-occupied property, let-out property, the only thing is when it comes to interest, pre-construction interest and current year interest you will have in self-occupied property also. Pre-construction interest, current year interest you will have in let-out property also. In self-occupied property, both put together you will have the limit of 2 lakhs or you will have the limit of 30,000 as a case may be. But in let-out property, both put together you will have no limit. This is how your computation will be for the interest if the assessee is following the normal regime. But if assessee is following 115 BAC, then in that case, pre-construction interest will still be the same only let-out property, the interest will still be the same only. Only thing is self-occupied property, you will not have any interest deduction. Neither pre-construction interest nor current year interest. Okay guys, that is it. With this, I think I'm done with the entire discussion that I had planned for you. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed learning this concept as much as I enjoyed discussing it with you. Thank you guys. Bye-bye.